Son Horrid, what is your petition?
Your Majesties, I come before you to make a petition on behalf of the Pelicans that serve you in this kingdom.
Let all members of the Order of the Pelican here present, by order of their Majesties, come now before the thrones of Ontir.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, on it. Thank you.
Greetings to you, companions of the Order of the Pelican. Each of you is a peer of this, our realm. By virtue of your service
and your sharing of your talents.
and your sharing of your talents with the people of the kingdom.
Today you bring us another for consideration.
Today you bring us another for consideration.
What is the name of the candidate?
What is the name of the candidate?
Your Majesty, that would be Thorin Njalsson.
Please bring young Thorin forward. Is there any of the Order who would speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, this candidate before you has been a good friend of mine. Is my knight. I sat the throne with him 4 times. We've been friends through thick and thin, and I'm honored to have him here, but I'm going to ask others to speak on his behalf. Rifkin, would you like to speak?
In time of famine, legend is that a pelican would wound itself, striking its breast with its sharp beak to feed its young its blood to prevent starvation. I can think of no better metaphor than of a pelican sacrificing itself for its young when comparing his grace's role in the shaping and nurturing of this great kingdom of Ontir. Thorin has always been the example of selfless sacrifice, a model that glory does not have to be at the expense of the many, that nurturing the whole is more beneficial than any individual accomplishment. On a personal level, I am a member of both the Order of the Pelican and the Order of the Chivalry in large part due to Thorin's guidance and tutelage. And I am sure I am not alone. Thorin has tirelessly tutored so many of Ontir's peers along their path. If you indulge me just like a little bit of time, I have written a poem for His Grace. It's short. Thorin Njalsson, feeder of eagles, ring giver, for Seti's favor, ring-rich lion, champion and seatmate of the unleavened, wise in speech and heart of river fire, riverbone counselor, stalwart guide, forger of knights, shaper of peers, apple of the breast of mighty Ontir. Through the cycle of the seasons, 7 times land ruler, steering kingdom through the growth of men and the tempest season. Upon the swan land of slaughter dew, Thorin nourished kingdom. Thus among extended hosts do the rimmed rivers give patent.
Your Majesties and Your Highnesses, people of Ontir, mark my words. Those who can hear my voice, please gather. I know this is late in this court, but please gather here. When we have a Pelican meeting, our job is to recommend people to their Majesties, and their Majesties decide whether to make them a Pelican or not. We generally look at 3 things. Somebody who's done huge things. They're the kingdom seneschal on the autocrated 20 king crown cords, all that stuff. Somebody who's done medium things, lots of them, and changed structure, like started new branches or started new things that we do, like for instance the sergeant's tourney. Person who started the sergeant's tourney became a Pelican. Or thirdly, somebody who does a ton of little stuff, and I mean a double, triple ton, a lot of little stuff in order to be high enough to become a Pelican. Then we also look at the maturity of that person. But we have always recognized that there are extraordinary people who come along, who don't fit in those categories, who don't belong in a category. They belong in a category of one themselves. What does it mean? What does it mean when a herald or a king or a prince stands here and says, Antir, the greatest kingdom in the world? What kind of a boast is that? Anybody got anything to back that up with?
Prove it.
I happen to know, and I've talked to a lot of people who think very highly of our kingdom, who think that we're one of the great kingdoms of the world. They know we're way up here in the corner, but they really, really like us everywhere we go to, every inter-kingdom thing we go to, every big inter-kingdom thing that we sponsor. Antir shines. Now why is that, do you think? What kind of culture do we have? We have been lucky since we were a principality to have leaders who set a culture here of modesty, quiet leadership, not panicking under duress, inspiring the hell out of you. We've had leader after leader after leader be that way. They have engendered, they have made the culture of Antir to be that. We're not boastful. I know I'm boasting a little bit, but in general, we're not boastful. We don't have people on the thrones, for instance, who need their ego rubbed real hard. We don't need any of that. Where do you suppose all that came from? This man here set that style. He's not alone, of course. There's lots of us that followed him, but he set that style. He's the one that set the culture of Antir the way it is. That is an inspiring culture, that is a modest culture, that leads the world.
Aladar, Thorin's squire would like to say a couple of words here in Aladar.
My name is Aladar Stanson, and let's see, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. During Thorin's first reign as King of Antir, he made me his squire. I have seen him and been with him through thick and thin, through reign after reign, watched him serve, watched him accomplish great things, always thinking of what is good for the society, what is good for the kingdom, what is good for the populace, the people who make Antir, always foremost in his thoughts. He was king for 3YC when we shone as a bright beacon of the known world. His guidance, his orchestration, his hard work, as always, did that. And once again, here, what a peerage is the recognition of what we have all known. And I thank the Crown and the Order of the Pelican for recognizing what we all know.
I am Sir Wilhelm von Westphalen. Now I dwell in the lands of the West, but happily Antir will ever be my home. And when I first came to an SCA event at the Principality level, it was over 34 years ago. And when I arrived that day, Thorin was already in a role of service. He was already the Knight Marshal of Antir, then the Principality of Antir, and I met him that day. When we talk of service over many years, with courtesy and grace and chivalry, all of you have seen that in many, many public ways from Duke Thorin. But behind the scenes in those years, over the next years, Antir grew and took its place, its rightful place, among the kingdoms of the known world. And Thorin was there in the forefront, but also behind the scenes. I had the honor to serve Antir during those years, and Thorin was always there, taking the smallest, quietest, and most hidden of tasks, seeking nothing for his service. once Ontir was a kingdom, we had to continue to grow, to build the structure of the kingdom, to build it into the great kingdom that it is today. Thorin would take things like the boxes of files, boxes and boxes, with all the heraldic submissions in the history of Ontir, and he took them home and indexed every one of them, listed them, put them in file folders. I don't think more than 2 or 3 people on the Black Lion staff knew of what he was doing, and then he'd come back a few months later with a stack of lists of every submission in the files. Duke Thorin has never sought anything for his service, but when we speak of long service that has built this kingdom that we all live in and love, Duke Thorin exemplifies to me that ideal of service. And having him as a member of the Order of the Pelican will be a grace to us all.
Many of us have many words that we could say of Duke Thorin. I think at this time we will turn back over to him.
In addition to the many words spoken by your peers here in Ontir, we also send greetings from the Crown of Drachenwald. We were very glad to hear the person who was the founding seneschal of the first group in Drachenwald be recognized for their many years of service. Members of the Order, is it your desire that Thorin Njalsson be entered to the Order of the Pelican?
Yes.
Gladly.
Are you sworn in fealty to another?
Thorin Njalsson, well pleased with your continued efforts
And diligent service to this our kingdom,
and diligent service to this our kingdom,
and right mindful of the wishes of your peers,
and right mindful of the wishes of your peers,
we are minded to create you a companion of the Order of the
we are minded to create you a companion of the Order of the Pelican.
Will you accept from us this honor,
Will you accept from us this honor,
and swear to uphold the rights and responsibilities of the Order?
and swear to uphold the rights and responsibilities of the Order?
I will accept and I will swear these things, my king, my queen.
Then will you, Thorin Njalsson, give your word to continue to fulfill the requirements set for the governance of this order, as you most surely have until now, to increase your labors nobly, to nourish your talents as befits a noble, and to seek to disseminate your talents and abilities throughout the kingdoms of the known world, as far as is within your powers?
I so swear.
Bring forth the medallion.
Your Majesties, this medallion was given to me when I became a Pelican, and I can think of no one else I would like to give it to. It was given to me by Lee of the Lowlands, it was bestowed upon him at the very first 12th night of the Kingdom of Ontir. Take from this our hand, this token of your accomplishment and our esteem.
Let it be known that on this day, Thorin Njalsson has been admitted to the Right Noble Order of the Pelican, and will be known as a peer of the Kingdom of Ontir. Has been admitted to the Right Noble Order of the Pelican, and will be known as a peer of the Kingdom of Ontir once more. Will you now swear fealty to the crown?
I will swear.
Upon which symbol of state would you swear fealty?
I will swear upon the sword of state, so crafted by my dear departed friend, Master Stormfell.
Place your hands upon ours. Sword.
Thorin Njalsson, a companion of the Order of the Pelican.
I, Thorin Njalsson, a companion of the Order of the Pelican,
And a peer of the Kingdom of Ontir.
and a peer of the Kingdom of Ontir,
Do become your liege man of life, limb, and of earthly worship.
to become your liege man, life, limb, and earthly worship.
Faith and truth will I bear unto you.
Faith and truth will I bear unto you,
To live and die
to live and die
against all manner of folks.
against all manner of folks.
We do hear these words and accept them. Know that you are under the protection of the Sable Lion. Know that any who wish you harm shall endure our wrath. So say we, Ulfr, King.
So say we, Kiva, Queen.
Swift flow the rivers that carry our boats to the sea. Sturdy grow the trees from which our halls are hewn. And great is the support you have given on Tyr. Thus spoke mighty Ulfr the King and his lovely Queen Kiva. Let the heralds call forth the one named Thorin Njalsson, for he has made our lands thrive with untiring and selfless devotion to the welfare of our kingdom. And for this we are minded to elevate him as a companion of the ancient and most noble Order of the Pelican. We affirm his exclusive right to bear the arms ermine, a lion rampant guardant, maintaining a sword sable within a bordure counter ermine, and charge him with all the rights and responsibilities of this rank. In witness whereof, we here set our hand and seal on this 20th day of July, being this year 48, Anno Societatis, Ulfr and Kiva. Arise, Master Thorin, and go to your peers.